Everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined, and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary.
News on the screen feels like some bad rerun. Faces talk loud.
Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can't hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reports
I actually
where
have
I
some more
am.
questions.
Everyone's scrolling past, eyes lit by a tiny glass sky. I'm trying to recognize the years I never said goodbye. Where are we now? How did we drift so far from
For okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at its chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy,
Man, I am so high up right now.
you are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything, it's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
I hear my dad's voice echoing a worn-out song. Tells me hold fast, but the lines all moved along. Kids grow up fast, learning new rules every day. Change comes.
Land, we're back. We're going now to Franklin Sinatra with the weather, Frankly. It's everywhere. We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drown.
I forgot the punchline. I'm searching faces for a trace of something I still recognize. Where are we now? How did we drift so far from solid ground? Why is everything out of place? All the colors turn to gray somehow. When did the world lose touch with reality? This isn't the world I grew up in. Where are we now?
Eastern Iowa communities.
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
We are concerned about the trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous.
What is up? So, it is same day, but we're doing two in one day today. Pulled a bunch of clips from earlier. First of all, I hope everybody's doing all right. Hopefully, cold here today, which sucks, but it is what it is. First thing I wanted to get into was it's actually a bill that just passed over in the UK, but one of the things that I've noticed in the past is, it'll start somewhere, then inevitably it'll end up here. And this bill should worry a lot of people because of what it is. So the section of this bill is called it's Section 121 of the UK's Online Safety Act. Basically, what this thing is I guess there's a company over there called, well, it's Ofcom, I don't know how you, whatever. Anyway, so what this bill is, it's going to, let's see, I'll just read it out for you. It's the power to issue technology notices to online service providers, potentially requiring them to use accredited technology to identify and address terrorism and child stuff, which is fine. Here's the thing, and I'm sure I'm going to get roasted for this. I'm all about trying to, catch predators and counteract the isms and all that. But here's the thing, and this is where everything becomes a little sketch. These people know what they can say to get these bills passed, right? Because nobody's ever going to say, hey, no, we don't want that because, whatever. Then they're going to be saying, oh, you're trying to protect the predators and all this and that. And it's happened in the past. So they use stuff like that, right, to get these bills passed. But it's what happens is they don't. That's not the reason that they want this bill to pass. At least not as far as that goes, because half of them are usually allegedly in on that anyway. If they can come in and monitor all, because basically what it is it's going to be a type of an algorithm type thing, and it's going to go in and it'll go in and check every one of your texts, emails, text, anything that's on your smartphone, it'll know, no problem. And it doesn't matter. It does not have to be a warrant. It doesn't have to be shit. They can just jump right on there and look at they can just look at everything on your phone. They can turn your camera on and look at you for that matter. And it's all tied in with the government. Now, granted, like I said, this is UK, but so essentially, they could just pick a random person, which is exactly what they would do. Pick a random person, and let's just see what these people are texting about. And if there's some words in there that people don't like, they will come to your house and arrest your ass. Bet. So that's where it becomes a thing. And like I said, obviously they're not going to, they can get, and this is the reason they got this bill passed, because they used it for, predators and the isms. But there's a whole underlying thing behind that. And that's the scary part. I would say if everything goes through over there in the UK and it ends up being a success in someone's eyes, then I don't think it's going to be very long before we'll see it here. I mean, look, I'm 99.98% sure that they could just listen to you at any point in time anyway. But it's not legal. So, in all reality, yeah, they could do that right now, but if they couldn't use it in a court of law or any of that shit, because you're not supposed to be doing it. But we know they do. I mean, for God's sakes, how many times have you ever picked up or just had your phone on you, right? And you're talking about, I don't know, anything, doesn't matter, lawnmowers, right? Then you jump on Facebook or something, and it's like, bam, it's like a whole bunch of ads for that. You're like, the hell? Happens all the time. So, yeah, this is just a legal way for them to listen to you, and if you say anything they don't like at all, and they've got some strict laws over there when it comes to quote unquote hate speech or anti-Semitism or any of that bullshit, and what they do with there is what they do with there, but don't let that shit come across the water, because and it probably will. I mean, I see it coming, so. We got some clips that I pulled earlier today. It's kind of a pain in the ass pulling the clips, and you must have to edit it all out and then jam it back on there, but, it's whatever. I do it for y'all. So the first one is, let's see where we're going to start at. Let's start. This one was just kind of a random one I saw, and I thought it was interesting because I felt bad for this person. It's about a woman that bought, I think it's 37 acres, right? And she was wanting to put like tiny houses on it for her kids or something when they turned, of age or whatever. And yeah, they gave her a ration of shit about it, talking about having being rezoned and this and that. I'll play the clip and then you can take it for what it's worth. Let's see here. That's not that one. Should be this one. Why is it showing that one? Well, I don't know. Let's put it up here. It's very interesting. I don't know why it's showing that one. Yeah, I want to show this one. Thank you.
Even if you own 37 acres of land, the government will still control your land. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that. And I just walked into the municipal building. Okay, I'm going to put a tiny home on my property. And he immediately said, nope, you can't do that. I was like, what? What are you talking about? I have 37 acres. There's plenty of room to put a tiny home. Nope, you can't do that. You're zoned to have one house on your property. I'm like, dude, my property is massive, okay? And this is for my kids' future, to have a tiny home. Ultimately, I want three little tiny homes in the back corner of our property. Nope, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? No. Zoning is planned for, I'm like, what plans does the government have for my property? I don't understand what you're saying to me. And you could tell this guy had never gotten any pushback because I was pushing back. Like, you're telling me I can't put a tiny home on my property for my children to live in when they're 18, 19, 20 young adults. What are you talking about? No, it's not zoned for that. Okay, so rezone it. And then he's like, well, there's a floodplain here. And I was like, he said 100-year floodplain. I said, well, what year are we on? He couldn't tell me. He's like, it doesn't work like that. I was like, what do you mean? What year are we on? Because we put a drain tile in, so I know it's not flooding back there, okay? So what year is your 100-year floodplain plan? On the map of my property, I can tell you it doesn't flood right here. It doesn't work like that. I'm like, then how does it freaking work, okay? So you're telling me the 100-year floodplain plan is really forever floodplain plan, according to what you guys think about my own property. Is that what you're telling me? And then he's like, well, you have to rezone, but they're not going to approve you. I was like, why wouldn't they approve me? It's my property. So it's absolute madness. And let me tell you, he was speechless. And then he ended up giving me contact information to rezone my property so that way I could ultimately build at least one other home on my land. What the actual F? I had no idea. I thought I was going to go in there and just say, like, give me the form so I can build a tiny home. And they're like, nope, watch, wait, I will come back to you because guarantee you. The hill I die on is when I'm building 3 tiny homes on my 5-acre plot that I rezoned so that my 3 children can have a space on our family compound. I'm not settling. God bless y'all.
So, here's the thing with that. At the end of the day, we don't own shit, right? And what I mean by that is, if, what the hell's going on? What's going on back here in the background? Ooh, I don't know. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. I don't know why that's back there. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that back there. That's weird. I don't know. I have a weird background going on back there, and I'm not sure what that's about, but whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so that's tripping me out a little bit. Anyway, so if you don't pay taxes on whatever it is that you have, then the IRS will come take your shit, right? And that's just a given. Same thing like with your car. At least on most states, I'm assuming it's like this. Like, you don't pay your personal property tax, you don't get taxed. So really, you don't own nothing. I mean, and my other thing about it is too is how in the hell can there, like real estate taxes and property taxes and things like that? That's kind of stupid to me. The earth is its own living, breathing thing, right? So like, I mean, it can take us out whenever it wants to. We're not paying it rent. We're paying the anyway. So, yeah, as far as that one goes, Like I said, it was just kind of something I ran across that I thought was interesting, so I figured the hell with it. We'll check it out. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, there was a couple other funny things I saw too that I really liked. Oh, that's why that's there. Let's take that. There we go. Whew. That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? I know what clip that is, and I'll play it later, just not right now. Move some of this stuff around here. This one was just a little short one that I saw earlier that I thought was funny. I don't know. I'll play it, and y'all can tell me what you think about it. How about that? How about that? Let's see here. Let me get it pulled up. And Nick. Are there a refugee in a heartbeat? Yeah, actually I would. I would actually choose my dog over just about any human being in a heartbeat, because that's what I would do. So stupid. Yeah, so that was just a little short clip. I thought that was kind of funny, because I would choose my dog over just about most people, because most people suck. It's facts. I mean, sorry if it hurts your feelings. It's not my responsibility to have to, do all this shit. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Just the way it is, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't care. Don't care. And then we have, what else we got in here? We got a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm just trying to move it around. And you gotta bear with me a little bit, because like I said, I'm just, I just started using this whole streaming setup, so it'll get better, I promise you. Just bear with me a little bit until I get my shit together. Let's see. So, oh, this was a good one. The spending bill went through today. That was supposed to kick a few things out, but it didn't. So, the best thing I can do is probably just show you. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Is that what you're thinking? That's what I'm thinking. Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett leaving the House floor in total disgust. Chip Roy's amendment to reduce the District of Columbia Appeals Court funding by 20% and strike the salary and expenses funding of Judge Boasberg and Boardman's staff. And you know that bunch, what they've been pulling is ridiculous. They've in my opinion, they've completely got out of whack with what's going on. The next one was my buddy Eli Crane, Navy SEAL, unbelievable guy, one of my favorites up here. He prohibits funding for the National Endowment for Democracy, and that was I forget how many millions of dollars, and that didn't pass. I don't. I'm so frustrated with this bunch up here. And then of course the big bill. It cost $90.1 billion. And guess what? It passed because it had all that garbage in there. It sends $1.425 billion to Egypt. And then we're going to give Jordan build them a wall, and they're firing missiles at other people. What the hell, folks? Excuse my language. $6.15 billion for foreign military financing program. And yeah, they're going to come back and say, oh, they're going to buy a bunch of arms from us. Well, my mama used to say, I don't like making my living off of suffering of others, and that's just pathetic.
So yeah, that's I don't know quite how I feel about all that. And of course, with all these bills, there's so much crap that goes in these bills that we never ever hear about. I mean, it's public knowledge, so technically you could go online and read all this stuff, but who the hell is going to do that? I mean, these things are, novel thick. More than that, really. I mean, but, so, and they make them like that for a reason, because they know you're not going to sit there and read all through this shit. And they got these little subsections and sublet and subset, and they just kind of hide all this shit everywhere in there, and there's nothing you can really do. I mean, and if you go and contest one thing on a bill that's like, that freaking thick, you're going to laugh you off the floor. And, to give that amount of money to some of these countries is asinine. And then, everybody wants to talk about, how, America first. Well, apparently it's not. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, okay? It's not. I mean, it's I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know it is what it is. There was something else that happened I noticed today too. Was so apparently the military is going to integrate Grok into their systems, I guess, which is interesting. Which the thing about it is though is Grok thinks it's a bad idea. Check it out. I'll show you. It was kind of tripping. I was like, wow, that's Grok don't even like the Grok's doing it. It was kind of funny. So let's check it out. So this is breaking. U.S. Defense Secretary says Grok will be integrated into the Pentagon's internal networks. So somebody, I guess, whoever Polymarket is, do you think it's a good idea to integrate yourself into the Pentagon? Simple yes or no. Thought for 9 seconds, Grok thought about it. Then he comes back and says no. And they asked why. I said no. Because there's no AI ethics in the military. Yeah, so there's that. And, you know, I got to thinking about that, and I don't know, man. Like, I think the whole having AI integrated in everything anyway is a bad idea. I mean, I do use, you know, a good bit of AI type stuff, but you know, it's one of those things where I don't know. It's one of those things where you shouldn't have it in your like military because that's just not a good idea, you know. So yeah, I don't know what's going to come of that. And I thought they were still in the outs, meaning you know, POTUS and Elon, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, who knows? Larry Fink, you know, he's all big low, and he's talking about how they're wanting to change to the what do you call it, the electronic wallet and stuff like that. And he was here talking about it. I don't know where they were exactly at. I don't think it wasn't the Economic Forum right now. I'm not sure where he was, but this is what he had to say about that.
I would say the biggest question from central banks is what is the role of tokenization and digitization? How quickly should they think about digitizing their own currency? What does that mean for the role of the dollar? If every currency digitizes and we have it, you know, what does that mean for bank payments? What does that mean for the payment companies like MasterCard and Visa? All these are being questioned right now. I think we spend so much time talking about AI. We're not spending enough time talking about how quickly we're going to tokenize every financial asset and the opportunity we're going to have a digital wallet and moving, you know, ETFs and other things through a digital wallet. And I think that's going to happen worldwide very rapidly. And I think most countries are ill-prepared for that and underappreciate how technology is changing that. Not unlike how technology is changing AI and other things. It will be changing the technology around the plumbing of finance.
Yeah, so that's Ray Finkel. If you've seen that movie, you know. That whole digital wallet thing is not cool, and I'll tell you why. This is my perspective on it anyway. So with the whole digital wallet thing, the problem is if for whatever reason you piss off the government, it doesn't matter if you were right, wrong, or indifferent. If you do it, they can literally freeze all your assets, and then you are SOL. And Canada did this back when the truckers were protesting back in the COVID days there, and that's exactly what happened. They froze all their accounts, and they were screwed. They couldn't do anything. So that kind of ended that protest. Well, they can do the exact same thing to anybody here. Say you say something or whatever, you become like an enemy of the state or whatever the case may be, and you go to haul ass, but all you have is a stupid digital wallet. Well, guess what? Not only can they shut all your shit off, they can track you with everything that you do. They can track what you buy. They can track how much you spend. They track how much is going in it for tax purposes. That's given too much control to me. That's just my thoughts on that matter. And I mean, they want what they want, and they'll probably end up getting it one of these days, and it's going to suck, and hopefully I'm long gone by then. So, to finish up today, this is a story back from 1952. The CIA had a called Project Artichoke. Yeah, Project Artichoke. MK Ultra started in 1953. This is 52, so it was the very beginnings of it, and it was just recently declassified. I'm surprised it was declassified, but it was just recently declassified. So I'm gonna play that for you, and yeah, it's it's interesting. That's for damn sure. Let's see what we got here.
I would say the biggest question from central banks is what is the role of tokenization and digitization? How quickly should...
Yeah, I want that. My bad. So I take you back to 1952. A project called Artichoke was being done by the CIA. It was kind of tied in with MK Ultra, which was from 53 to 73, and it's like I said, this was 52. So it was the early stages of it. This is something that was recently declassified, and I thought was interesting. It is believed that specific research should be undertaken to develop new chemicals or drugs or to improve known elements for use in the artichoke work. A study should be had to determine what drugs are best suited for direct use on subjects along the lines of it's so blurred it's hard to see which drugs are best for indirect or long-range approach to subjects. This second type of drug should be one that could be administered over a considerable period of time, possibly being placed in food or water, and would either have have an agitating effect, producing anxiety, nervousness, tension, etc., or a depressing effect, creating a feeling of despondency, hopelessness, lethargy, etc. This study should include chemicals or drugs that can effectively be concealed in common items such as food, water, Coca-Cola, beer, liquor, cigarettes, etc. This type of drug should also be capable of use in standard medical treatments such as vaccines, shots, etc. While there are literally hundreds of chemicals or drugs that affect the mental process of an individual, many of these chemicals or drugs could be eliminated by individuals having special knowledge in the chemical or drug field. It is known that the Army Chemical Warfare, but I don't know, the rest of it was cut off, so I couldn't see it. Wow. So, you seen that? You heard that. That's back in the 50s. Can you imagine what kind of technology there is now for that? Are you serious? And well, in all reality, it's probably stuff that's been put in our foods and everything else for ever. Well, since that time. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that other than what you just saw. It's it's disheartening to think that your government would do that. I mean, they've done it for years, and they don't care. And it's sad that it's like that. It's like money equals greed equals power, or money equals power equals greed. Let me put it like that. That's probably a better way to put it. And these people start getting money, and they want more and more and more, then they want more power and all this other shit, and it's not cool, man. It's not cool at all. So that is going to wrap it up for this little segment. I will be back in the morning, probably, maybe noonish, something ish. I don't know. I'm throwing out some more current events out there. Do me a favor, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. That would be fantastic. My other content that I usually do, the automotive and the DIY shit and all like that, is over on my other channel. Yeah, that's about it. So, until then, be true to yourself. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. If you do, don't get caught, because, you know, you just don't want that kind of headache. I'm just saying. You don't want that smoke. So, anyway, y'all be good, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined, and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Danley.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary.
News on the screen feels like some bad rerun. Faces talk loud.
Check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Do you hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reports
I actually have some more questions.
Everyone's scrolling past, eyes lit by a tiny glass sky. I'm trying to recognize the years I never said goodbye. Where are we now? How did we drift so far from
Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy.
Man, I am so high up right now.
You are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything. It's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
I hear my dad's voice echoing a worn-out song. Tells me hold fast, but the lines all moved along. Kids grow up fast, learning new rules every day. Change comes.
Land, we're back. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather. Frankly, it's everywhere. We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drown.
I forgot the punchline. I'm searching faces for a trace of something I still recognize. Where are we now? How did we drift so far from solid ground? Why is everything out of place? All the colors turn to gray somehow. When did the world lose touch with reality? This isn't the world I grew up in. Where are we now?
Eastern Iowa communities.
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
We are concerned about the troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.